Hey there, and welcome back to some Remnant. We've got a bit of a, kind of a silly build for you today. It's kind of a joke. This is what we're doing. We're just running around using the Tormented Heart over and over and over again, and just blowing things up. It's fun. It is a lot of fun for me. Is it very efficient? Yes and no. Not good for bosses. Well, some bosses it seems to work kind of okay, maybe? Like, we're playing it on Apocalypse, right? So there's that to consider. Obviously, use it on a lower difficulty, you're not going to have as much of a problem. Also, it's absolutely killing my frame rate, blowing everything up in here. Yeah. But the way our setup is right now, we don't run out of relic uses. So, rather than just go as like, oh, healing, like I could always be using my healing relic, we're using an exploding relic, because why wouldn't we do that? Ouch. Bad thing is, it's a restriction cord setup, which means we're at 50% HP, and one bad hit, like you just saw, is gonna put you down, which is really unfortunate. But you can also just kind of do this, and you just sit here, and anytime anything tries to get close to you, you just blow them up, and we never run out of charges. Yeah, that's it. That's the setup. There is some, like, kind of, I would say, nuance, but there's really not. I think there's some potential to do some nice support things if you went ahead and you put a medic on and then, you know, run around like that with multiplayer, because we're always using our relic just non-stop, which means we can non-stop be healing our teammates, you know. And then depending on how you want to do it, you know, you could use the Tormented Heart to be dealing damage and then life stealing to heal your teammates, or go with, you know, more traditional relic that can be doing healing, and then you just spam it like that. I like this because it is also damage, right? And so that we're actually clearing the area, and with the points in amplitude, that Tormented Heart hits in a nice radius, which means we're clearing out a lot of extra things that are just kind of around, especially things like we don't even see on the other side of walls, floors, etc., etc. Now, the good thing too is the Tormented Heart. Look how much stagger it does. Like, this elite, he's not being able to do anything, so we just constantly keep him staggered, which means our minions can keep shooting him, we can keep using our relic, our teammates could keep blowing him up, on and on and on. Now, like I said though, it's not amazing for bosses, because bosses typically don't really stagger so much. You know, they are going to take more than 2 charges of a relic. You're going to have to actually be dodging and moving around and whatnot. But let's give you the lowdown of everything we've got equipped, right? We have the emergency switch on. Like, this is kind of part of one of the 2 main things, right? Or 3. Below 50% HP, chance to consume a relic on use is reduced by 50%. Now, we don't have to worry about the final relic charge thing, because we're never going to get there. Then we have the conservation seal. So when we're down to 50% HP, we got a 50% chance of not using a relic. It also gives us another 25% increase to our relic efficacy. So these 2 together puts us at a 100% chance to not consume a relic. Now, if you really wanted to, you could put on the Curry charm, which is what I was initially doing. This one only goes up to a 35% increased chance, and then, but it also makes your relic charge faster. I wish it was a little bit better, because it just doesn't compete with this one. I think, like, your hooray, my relic is a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, like, we have plenty of other sources to increase our relic charge or relic speed, and the conservation seal is doing 50%. Why is this one, the ring, able to do 50% chance of not consuming a charge, and the Curry charm can only do 35%? It's kind of frustrating. Curry charm needs a buff. But after that, right, we need the restriction cord, because that's going to put our HP at 50%, so we're always able to just use our relics that never run out. Then we've got the Celerity Stone, increasing consumable relic speed by 25%, and Fey Shaman Ring, doing kind of the same thing, 35% health regen, and then relic use speed by 25%. Now, I was doing raw damage before. You go with, like, Blasting Cap, increase explosive damage by 15%. Our relic is explosive damage. Burden of the Destroyer, all damage by 15%. But ultimately, I found that for most trash guys, it was taking me like 2 charges anyways, 2 uses in order to bring him down. And so even with both of these equipped, it was taking 2. Now I'm just faster, so I can use both these 2, activate my relics faster, and finish them off. So I found that to just be better for me. There is also the burden of the Burden of the Departed. Increase all damage by 10%. Decrease total relic charges. Since we never run out, that downside is really not a problem at all. It's just only 10%, which is kind of a bummer. After that, the Ring of Forest Spirit could be fun. Increase relic healing effectiveness. If you've got a lot of minions, Soul Shard for more damage. The Tear of Lydusa, increase healing and lifesteal efficacy by 20%. And then, because we're never running out of relic charges, we never have to worry about the downside of it. Now, my archetypes. Challenger is my primary white right now. You know, again, we're down at 50%. Like, having Die Hard is just a lifesaver, right? But it does some other things with us, because all the big challenger effects are about being within 10 meters of the enemy. Well, our radius on the Tormented Heart is 7.5 meters because we have points in amplitude. So if we want this to work, we need to be within 10 meters of the enemies, which means we're always doing the extra 35% increase to our damage and extra crit chance. And using that relic within 10 meters gives us 2 stacks of Bulwark, which will put us at 67% damage reduction, and 10% increased damage. Now, I don't know what we'll be at with 3 stacks of Bulwark. We'll be over 70% at that point, but I don't know the exact number. So this does really well. Plus, we have our War Stomp, which is explosive damage, and we can reduce enemy damage because we'll be close to guys. Summoner is our secondary archetype, increases our explosive damage by 35%, and then gives them a 5% crit chance. And then every time we use a relic, which is all the time, our minions are going to be regenerating health, dealing more damage, better crit chance. So, like, our minions are just going to be stronger. And they're going to help round out our damage, where, like, sometimes we don't quite finish guys. They're just going to be, you know, just covering down on us. And, of course, we've got the Tormented Heart. So it's faster. It explodes, dealing 502 explosive damage, but that number is going to change depending on your setup. And then life steals 25% of that damage dealt. I put health in there, consumable use speed, and damage reduction. The damage reduction was winning out over the armor increase earlier. It was like by 1%. You know, depending on how you've got some things set up in your armor, that number might change, so just double check it, right? I do have Leto Mark II helmet on, Technician armor. The weapons, not really important, but I did put Tremor in there because that can count as explosive damage, and then Tech 22. Helix is in there because it's explosive damage, and I don't have points in Kinship, so I didn't want to do anything else that's going to blow me up because that's going to feel bad. And then Vice Grips are the weapon I'm using right now, but it's got Vengeful Strike just because that's 50% more melee damage since we're at 50% HP and extra crit chance. Trait-wise, really just 2 main important ones, I would say. Amplitude maxed out and Glutton maxed out, just so our relic is hitting bigger. Glutton making us use it faster. But after that, we've got maxed out Fortify, Swiftness, Vigor, maxed out Expertise, maxed out Siphoner, maxed out Leech, because, you know, the relic here is lifesteal, not actually healing, so making it 50% more efficient is nice. And then putting our endurance at 5, put our recovery at 5. I just like that for them, the, like, stamina quality of life. But let's see how the boss goes, because I fought a boss earlier, and guess what? They had empathy. When the boss has empathy, this build is useless. It does not work, because they just heal. They out-heal any damage that we deal. Now, look how this relic is actually hitting the bug in there. The hitbox on this thing is kind of fun. Is this hitting the boss or no? It doesn't look... Maybe? I can't really tell. It is hitting him. Yeah, it's hitting him. So he can just sit on our face. That's fine. And then we'll just keep spamming through here, getting rid of all the ads. Look how perfect the setup is for this boss fight. Because all these little extra mobs and stuff, no threat to us. And then he can just sit on us all he wants because we're just going to keep blowing him up. I don't remember what I was going to say. Hitboxes. Hitboxes was this relic. So it's got, you know, a radius. It's got a radius that it's hitting things. But it also can, like, weak spot hit. So it's not just like, oh, if you're in the radius, it just deals the damage, right? Because sometimes, depending on your angle, you can get weak spot hits. I noticed it a lot in Yeisha when I was, you know, you got the little flyers, like our little minion guys here. On them, I found I was getting weak spot hits a lot more for some reason. And so, it's weird, right? Because it has some kind of trajectory, I guess you might say, where it can actually hit things from some angles. So depending on, like, what you're doing, it'll do stuff for you. This might be the easiest I've ever had this fight, to be honest. I did the Cotton Kilns boss fight, like Gwendol the Unburnt. That one was kind of fun. The problem was she had empathy, which meant that she was out healing my relic damage. But it was able to occasionally blow up the grenade in her hand. It was clearing out all the extra ad dudes she was summoning up. And so, in that regard, it was kind of working out nicely. So, like, even though I'm like, yeah, this build is kind of useless for boss fights, in the right situation, it's actually pretty solid. But in a lot of other ones, like I went to fight Legion, that was awful. Absolutely awful. Because one, I couldn't quite seem to hit him while he was in his chair before he starts like flying around. And then when he was like flying around, I was having to sit kind of close to him to like use the relic. And then like I kept messing up and getting stacks of madness, and it just was not a great time. I forgot to hit record for this boss fight. So we're fighting the Astropath now. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. Might be sort of okay. I wonder if the Tormented Heart actually blows up his little projectile things or not. Let's find out. It does. Oh, that's so nice. Skullcracker and Hardy. So obviously more health. Not close enough. There it goes. Oh, he's actually on my minion. Where's he at? There he is. I mean, we're doing damage. How close do I have to be to hit this? I can hit it from here. Oh, I gotta be in that ring. Okay. Sort of okay for this part. Oh, way too early. Shoot. I knew I was close, so I was trying to, like, anticipate it a little bit. Did very poorly there. Oh, no, your little projectiles are gone. Yeah, we can do this. It's gonna take a minute. But, oh, it's all these ghosts. This will actually be pretty okay, right? Oh no, ghosts. And they're staggered. And they're getting hit. Wait, am I hitting the boss? Wait, does he normally lose HP in this phase? I don't normally notice him losing health. Does he? Have I never noticed that before? Huh. When you moved out. Oh, I need to get out of that. Uh-oh. Ah, what'd I get staggered by? Ooh. Almost rolled into that other wave. This is... I'm gonna be honest. This is going better than I think it has any right to. Oh, no. Oh, man. Do I try on a world boss now? I don't want the video to drag on and on, but I kind of want to know how it does against a world boss now, because I haven't actually fought one with it yet, so maybe we'll take a look real quick. I feel like I've been... God. Almost fell out of my chair. I feel like I've been fighting Sha'Hala quite a lot. Can I hit him? Oh, God, no. Oh, there's a clip. I clipped him. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, see, I have to stand on, like, the very edge to clip him. I seem to be doing more damage than I expected. Ah, shoot. Yep. Hit it. Oh, no. Boom. Alright. Now we just kind of circle around. Right here it might be kind of okay because, the hands will come up out of the ground and I can use it on them. Right? Oh. Bummer. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my Die Hard perk was still on cooldown or whatever. Oops. We'll give it one more little try. It is obviously not going to go well. And then actually read his buffs. Vicious and Elemental Resist, huh? Wonder how it'll be when I, like, hitting some of these hands, right? Yeah, because that deals damage to them. Does that also do damage to him? The minions doing damage is kind of nice too, right? Like, that is a way for me to kind of sort of consistently do something. Oh, it is clearing out all those projectiles, right? Kind of. Now we get the hand. Get me out of that. Now we spam it. 1, 2. Oh, am I not hitting it? Kind of. Not a lot, though. Am I hitting that? Yeah, this is not amazing. The distance is really messing us up. Aw, I hit... Oh, no. Alright. Yeah, this is not a good boss for this. And our minions are now gone, so, like, this is pretty not good, right? I need to be able to get a relic use off here. How can I spam it? I mean, if I can get, like, multiple hands hit, then it's, like, okay chunks of damage. But it's so temperamental. Like, you could do it. Like, you could totally do this if you were just really careful and use it efficiently, and you don't get, like, clipped all crazy like, right? You could... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and do this. Alright, this could be good damage. Let's see. One. Bad thing is, like, we're not getting the weak spot hits, but, like, with it just exploding on these hands, I mean, it's reasonable chunks. Ooh, critical hit. Hooray. I'd like my minions to come back now. Oh, I'm so glad I summoned my minions again. Oh, my concoction wore off. Uh-oh. I didn't realize that. It's kind of obnoxious. Oh, no. I was a little slow on the actions. If I stay here, will he hit me? Oh, God dang it. Oh, come on, I can do this. Gotta listen for the hands. Alright, get both of them. There we go. Finish him off. Finish him off. Come on. Hit it. Hit it. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, finish him. There we go. It worked. It only took me 5 minutes of clicking number 1 on my mouse, but... Okay. It's... I mean, honestly, works... Shut up for a second, Custodian. Honestly, works better than I expected for some like this world boss. I think with his distance and stuff, I think that kind of made it extra tough. If you had somebody like Fei Lin or Fei Ren, who's kind of in your face, or, you know, Nightweaver, like, it would actually be pretty okay, because they generally stay pretty close. The explosions would probably get rid of the little portal projectile things that Fei Lin summons. You know, the spiders could get blown up with Nightweaver. I mean, you could probably do okay with, what's his called? Ravager. The problem with Ravager is he is very aggressive with his attack, so you got to make sure you wait for the opportunities to use the relic. And then Corruptor, I could see being sort of okay. You could blow up the arms while still dealing damage to the body. You won't be able to get the weak spot hits, and I don't see it really hitting the Corruptor itself super well. Depending on how close he actually is when he flies above you, it might be able to clip him. And it would also be able to get rid of those stupid bird things that fly in and try and swoop you when he's regenerating the thing. But that's it. That's the build. Kind of fun. Kind of fun. Jokey. More effective than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And take care.